In my last video, I shared my top 10 personal favorite Funko Pops of 2022. In today's video, we're going to take a look at my top 10 favorite Funko sodas. So let's go and get this one started. What's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time on this channel and you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for future content. Today's video, like I said in the intro, I'm going to be sharing my top 10 favorite Funko sodas that released in 2022. And I said this in my Funko Pop video as well for the top 10, but it was definitely a lot harder for me to decide my top 10 sodas than it was for the Funko Pops, because I do believe Funko definitely focused a lot harder on sodas this year than Funko Pops. They released so many of them, and they even brought in some new things like the 6-pack cooler bags as well as the 3 liters, and I absolutely love them. But it is time to share my top 10 for you guys. And I'm really excited for this because honestly, this list was very difficult for me, but I do think I ended up with the ones I have from order. 10 to 1 is what we're going to do. And I do have a few honorable mentions as well in the end of the video, so stay tuned. In total, we're going to have 15 sodas to share today. But let's go ahead and start off the list with number 10 on the list. And this guy barely made it, but it's just so cute that I had to have him in my top 10. But it is the Box Lunch exclusive Remy from Ratatouille. And over here you guys can see the soda. That is the common, but of course I love myself some flocked ones, and the Chase Flocked Remy is number 10 on my list. Now the main reason he didn't make it higher on my list, which he definitely would have, is one, the ears. It should have had some flocked around it. As you guys can see on the can, the ears are not just one color, it has the blue around it, so they should have done that. And the second reason is I feel like the color is a little bit off on the flock. Should have been a little more on the blue side, but other than that, this soda is so adorable that I had to have it in my top 10 for sure. Moving on to number 9, I do have a soda that I don't think a lot of people are going to agree with me on this one, just because it's not that popular of a character. However, I grew up watching shows like this, and I think it's actually one of the best sodas of the year for sure. Maybe you guys might agree with me, hopefully, because I definitely do think it deserves to be. But it is Popeye the Sailor Man. This soda looks amazing, and it just looks perfect in soda form. And there's the common, and for this specific soda, I actually prefer the common over the Chase. So number 9 goes to the common of Popeye. And just look at that. How awesome does this soda look? And I do want to share the Chase with you guys as well, just in case if you've never seen it before. But it is him with the twisted arm, and he's in a different outfit. But of course, when I think of Popeye, I always think of him with the spinach. So that is why I definitely prefer the common over the Chase. I'm not gonna lie, honestly, for the most part, with the rest of this list, I had such a hard time deciding which soda to put where in what place, just because I really like all of these just about the same. But of course, with a top 10 list, you always have to have them in order from 1 to 10. And at number 8, this might surprise you guys because I feel like a lot of others would put it higher up in their list. But at number 8, I do have Vampire Freddy Funko. This was definitely one of the most hyped sodas of the year. It took such a long time to get him. So he was actually revealed in 2021, I believe. And everyone was hoping for him to release in Halloween of that year, but it never happened. And then it released in 2022. And it released, and of course, this is an awesome soda. There is the common Vampire Freddy, and his Chase was him as a skeleton. This is the one I definitely like a lot more, and this is my number 8 on my list. What an awesome Funko soda. And the coolest thing was, for the NFT Funko Pops, they made a Funko Pop Legendary Skeleton Freddy redeemable to match this soda. And they also have the royalty for the vampire, but this looks awesome. I do want to get a closer look for you guys of the common, but there it is right there. It's a really nice looking soda, but I definitely prefer the Chase for sure. And for number 7 on the list, I actually have a soda that I knew for sure was going to end up on this list. At least a character from this show. They did release a few sodas for this show this year, and they're all awesome. And this one just happens to be my favorite one personally, and it is ScoobyDoo. So this was actually a 6-pack cooler bag, and I love the entire set. I have them all, but ScoobyDoo specifically just looks the best in my opinion. Here is the soda, and for this specific soda, I actually do prefer the common over the Chase. and I do wish it was flocked. They should have kept the common and chase the same, but have them both as flocked sodas. It would have looked so much better. But I do think he just looks perfect in soda form, along with the rest of the Scooby-Doo sodas for sure. I love them all. I would have put them all in my top list, but if I'm choosing just one, it had to be Scooby-Doo for sure. And then his chase was his cousin, Scooby-Dum. Just check that out. How cool is it? I love them both, but for sure, I definitely prefer Scooby-Doo. I just wish they were both flocked. Soda number 6 on my list, I do think a lot of you are going to love this one, and it's probably going to end up on a lot of people's list. At least I think so, but this one's easily one of my favorites of the year, and probably one of my favorite sodas in my collection overall, and it is Hades from Hercules. This one is an awesome piece. So over here we have the common, and this was a Wondrous Con exclusive. I remember it took me so many cans to pull the chase, but I finally pulled it because I knew how bad I wanted it. And I definitely do prefer the chase over the common for this specific soda. It is the Red Angry Hades. Now, the reason I absolutely love this one is because of the change in mold. Not only the colors, but the facial expressions. They also changed the posture of his hands. And this one actually looks really cool with the black light too. I do wish they made them both glow in the dark, but other than that, I really love both the common and chase for the set. Let's go ahead and bring out the common so you guys can see them side by side and check them out, and you'll notice the difference in both mold, colors, and design. So I love these. This was an easy choice for me for sure. So now we've made it halfway on my top 10 list for Funko sodas of 2022. I just want to say thank you guys so much for being here and taking the time to watch this video. Of course, if you guys are enjoying this video so far, make sure you guys hit that like button. And if you're new to this channel and would like to see more from me in the future, please hit that subscribe button. Join in on the fun, show some support. I'd really appreciate it. I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys have shown for me this year, and I cannot wait to see what 2023 brings for me on this channel. I would love to make more content next year, so if you guys would like to see anything more from me, let me know what you guys would like to see in future videos. I just want to say thank you guys once again. Now let's go to move on to number 5 on my top 10 list. This one was an easy choice for sure, and it is actually one of the newer things that Funko released, and that is the 3 liters. We have the Maleficent Dragon. This is an awesome piece, guys. So over here, you guys can see the common, and as much as I love the common, when I saw the chase, that's the only one I wanted really, really badly, and I didn't pull it, but I did trade for it, and I do want to share with you guys. The chase is number 5 on my list. Here it is. This is such a beautiful soda, and I think it was a perfect choice as a 3 liter, considering we do have a regular Maleficent already. But this is so awesome. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. I really like how the 3 liters make sense. So they've all been characters that make sense to be bigger. And this just looks amazing. It's glittered. It has a flame added. The only thing that could have made this like 10 times better is if the flame glowed in the dark. But other than that, it's just beautiful. It's perfect. And it's easily one of my all-time favorite sodas I have in my collection. Moving on to number 4, I do want to say this is the perfect example of what I'd like to see more from Funko sodas. For the chase to not be lazy at all, and for both to be a huge difference in mold and design, and to actually make perfect sense. And this was just an easy decision for myself. It's really cute and really well done. It is George Sanderson from Monsters, Inc. I absolutely love this one. Over here, you guys have the common. And the main thing I wish they did with the common was make it flocked. And honestly, I'm just so surprised Funko didn't end up just making the chase flocked, which I'm so happy they didn't do that. I was like, wow, Funko actually nailed it on this one. And it is a really cool chase. Number 4 on my list is the chase variant of George Sanderson. Absolutely love it. Really funny, really well done. And this is such an amazing scene from the movie. Who does not remember 2319? We got a 2319. This is a really cool soda. And I do want to share the common with you guys as well. So here it is. It's really cute, but I just wish it was flocked. It also has a sock just like the regular Funko Pop. And honestly, they could have just made him flocked. And then for the chase, maybe some of the extra fuzz that's left could have been flocked as well. But overall, this was an easy choice for the top 10 as well. So we made it to our top 3, and at number 3, I have a really interesting soda. So this was something we never seen before, and in 2022, they did the very first Funko soda with not only one chase, but two chases, and it ended up being one of my favorites of the year, and that is the Three Caballeros Donald Duck. So, of course, if they did a Three Caballeros set, if we're going to have a chase for Donald Duck, we have to have the other two Caballeros. And those are the two chases, and it was really, really hard to complete the set. It took me so many cans, but I did do it. And I don't know which of these three are my personal favorite. I'm just going to say they all are. They do count as one for myself just because they're all different characters. And I don't know, I can't really say which of these looks the best, but we have Donald, Jose, and Panchito, and they look really, really cool. This was definitely an easy choice. Very interesting, and they all look great. It was a really good choice to have three different characters in soda form in a set, and it just made perfect sense with the Three Caballeros. So I think this was a really nice set to do for the very first one with two different chases. So I'm pretty sure by now you guys might notice what my favorite fandoms are to collect, and you might also see a pattern with these sodas. So my main thing with Funko sodas, I'm not a fan when they're super lazy on the chases. It really upsets me because the main fun about sodas is the difference in mold and design. And when there's just one little small difference, it kind of upsets me. So if you notice that for my top 10 favorites, for the most part, there's pretty big differences between the common and the chase. At number 2, it's a perfect example once again of what we'd like to see with the sodas. The only downside on this one is it's so easy to tell whether you pulled a common or chase just by holding the can in your hand. But there was no doubt this was going to end up on my list today, and it is Carl, Mr. Frederickson from Up. I love Up. Of course, I love Pixar, and this is easily in my top 5 favorite Pixar films. But for this specific soda, this is the common, and I actually do prefer the common over the chase. I really love them both, but I just love Mr. Frederickson when he's old. Of course, when you watch Up, he's old for the most part in the movie. And of course, as much as we love the old Carl, who doesn't love the young Carl too? So that is the chase right there, but look at the difference in size. When you hold the can, you'll easily notice whether you pulled a chase or the common. So that's the only downside with this, but the difference in mold, and basically it's like a different character technically, even though it's the same Carl, it's just him young and old. So who wouldn't want these both in their collection? For the most part, when it's a lazy chase, some people just say, okay, I'll keep the common, I'm not going after the chase. But when it's something like this, you want both of them. So that's what I love with the Funko sodas, when they make you want both the common and the chase. And just like that, we finally made it to my number 1 in my top 10 Funko soda list of 2022. And this one, I did have a hint throughout the entire video. So if you noticed it, congratulations, you were correct on which one would end up being number 1 on my list today. So give me a drum roll and let's go ahead and get the number 1 soda out for you. And number 1, we have the Grinch. So this was definitely one of my favorites of the year. I absolutely love the Grinch. And the main thing that made this soda so much better for me wasn't just because it was a flocked chase, but they actually had a different mold to it too. So for his chase, he's holding his buddy Max. So this made this soda so much better for me. Plus, I love that they're both flocked. So this was an easy decision for me. I think it is both cute and funny, and I just think they did such a great job on it. And I did keep both the common and the chase just because, 1, I did want one of him just by himself, and 2, I love that there's a different shade of green on both of the sodas. So this ended up being my number 1 favorite of the year. Even though it was a very hard decision, I just thought it was a really easy choice as well. So there we had my top 10 favorite Funko sodas that released in 2022. Let me know in the comments below if you guys had any of the same ones in your list, and which ones you agree with and which ones you don't. I'd love to hear from you guys which sodas were your favorite of this year. And now we do have 5 honorable mentions. Of course, there was a lot more sodas that I loved this year, but we had to narrow it down to 10 favorites and then just have a few to mention as honorable ones that almost made it to the top 10. But we do have another 3-liter I want to share with you guys today, and that is Baymax. This was from D23, and this was the common variant. And the chase is the one I chose to mention today, and it is him holding mochi. So the one thing that I don't love about this specific soda is I would have loved if this was the common and his chase was him in his red suit, or vice versa. I just wish it was a completely different mold. For the most part, it's not really that much of a difference. I just definitely wanted the chase over the common because of the addition of mochi. But other than that, I think it is technically a little bit of a lazy chase, and I do think they could have done a lot better with it. So that's why it didn't make it in my top 10. And I chose the Maleficent 3-liter instead of this one. This next mention is actually one that I want to share because this is a line that a lot of people have been wanting in soda form. And I think they look great as sodas, but I do consider this a bit of a lazy chase, which is why it did not make my top 10 favorites. Although I did want to share it just because I do think it's a cool looking soda for sure. And that is Homer Simpson. So over here you do have the Homer, and on the other side is the common. And I actually do prefer the common over the chase for this Homer Simpson soda, and he's holding the donut. And the main difference between the chase and the common, well, not the main difference, the only difference is that he's holding a beer. So he has the exact same facial expression, the same outfit. There's no changes other than what he's holding, and that for me is a super lazy chase, and that's why I did not put this in my top 10 favorites. But nonetheless, I like The Simpsons in soda form, and I'd like to see more. And this is a really good choice to make as a soda. I just wish they did better. I'm not gonna lie, these next two I'm gonna be sharing with you guys. The only difference between the common and the chase is that the chase is flocked. And I know I already said that's kind of a lazy difference, and I'm kind of contradicting myself by putting Remy as number 10 on my list. The main reason I put Remy as number 10 is because of how close all of these were to be on my top 10 favorites. And I do like Pixar a lot, and Ratatouille is one of my favorite Pixar films, and I think Remy is just perfect in soda form. Really adorable, and I'm not saying these next two are not, because they are really nice in soda form as well. I just like Remy a lot more. So that's why that one ended up being number 10 on my list instead of these. But I do want to share them with you guys anyways. So the first one is Misfit Elephant from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And like I said, this is the figure, and the only difference from the common and chase is that the chase is flocked, but it's really adorable. It's actually a very small soda. I think it's basically the same size as the Young Carl chase, maybe even smaller, but I just love it. It's really cute, and definitely one of the sodas I really liked from this year. And then the next one is from Disney, and I love Disney, of course, and I think this is the funniest Disney movie ever. Never makes me not laugh, and I love it. So it is Cusco from Emperor's New Groove, and I think the main mistake they made, they should have done the Emperor Cusco as a human and made this the chase instead, or vice versa. But instead, we just got Llama Cusco. This is actually a box lunch exclusive. I forgot to mention that, but we have Llama Cusco, and the only thing is that the chase is flocked. I love this soda a lot. I just wish they made the common or the chase human Cusco as an emperor. That would have been 10 times better and so much more fun. And then my wife also mentioned something that would have been cool, and I think it's actually a good idea. They should have made the chase or the regular one crying, because there's a scene where he's crying as a llama. That would have been funny, but of course it's just the same mold, just one of them is flocked. Nonetheless, I still really love this soda. So this last mention is one that almost knocked Remy off the top 10 list, and this one was really close to being number 10. But as I mentioned, I just love Pixar. Ratatouille is one of the best Pixar films ever, and Remy's just absolutely adorable in soda form. So I decided to keep him at number 10, even though I'm not a big fan of what they did with the ears on the chase, as well as the color being a little bit too gray rather than blue. But here is the soda that almost did it, and you'll see exactly why, because it's super amazing. And it is Samurai Jack, easily one of the coolest chases for sodas of 2022. Check that out right there. That is the comment. But here's the chase. This is super awesome. We have the masked Samurai Jack in armor, and I just love what a huge difference there is in the mold, and it makes perfect sense if you've ever watched the show. So there it is right there. And the other cool thing about these, they have matching Funko Pops, and for the pop, the common is the exact same mold as the common for the soda, and the chase is the exact same mold as a chase of the soda. So I think that's really cool and creative, and it looks perfect together. So this was almost number 10 on my list, but I just love Remy too much to knock him out. So I did do this little setup over here so I could take a cool photo for my Instagram, just sharing my favorite sodas of the year for the end of 2022. But here are all the sodas once again. And if you watch this video, you'll know exactly which ones are my top favorites as well as the honorable mentions. But these are all really nice sodas in my opinion, some of the best of the year. Of course, there was so many other great ones, but I did have to narrow it down just to 10 and some honorable mentions. And I'd love to know in the comments below if any of these ended up being some of your favorites of the year. And if not, please let me know which ones are your favorites. And I hope you guys did enjoy my top favorites for 2022. So that's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for future content. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of my top favorite Funko sodas of 2022? Also, let me know if you guys had any of the same favorites for your list. And if not, I'd love to hear which ones are your favorite, because I know there's so many that released this year and a lot of great ones too that I did not mention. And I cannot wait to see what they're going to have for 2023. So far, they've revealed one soda that I cannot wait for, and it is Lotso from Toy Story. I've been hoping for some more Pixar characters, and especially Toy Story and WALL-E. I think it would be great to make a 6-pack cooler bag for sodas for Toy Story with the Andy Toy Box. So maybe we'll see that one day. It would be awesome. And I also want to see SpongeBob. I think those will look great in soda form. Definitely a lot of cartoons that they haven't done. I love the cartoon sodas. And then I know if they do this, it's going to get a lot of us in trouble. They've already done Marvel. They've done Star Wars. They're doing Disney, Pixar, which I love all of those. But if they do Harry Potter, I'm in a lot of trouble, and I do think it's going to happen eventually, so we'll see when, maybe in 2023. If not, I do think we're going to see a lot of Toy Story, at least I'm hoping, but I want Toy Story and WALL-E for sure. Let me know what you guys would enjoy seeing in the future for sodas. There's so many they could do, and I'm sure you guys have some great ideas out there, so I'd love to hear them. Anyways, I do want to end this video by saying thank you guys so much for taking time every day to watch this video, and I really do appreciate you guys. So make sure you guys enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, show some support, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this year, and let's see what 2023 brings. So thank you all so much for taking time to watch this video, and peace.